Good morning, everybody. How are you? I want to thank you guys for coming out to our recruiting seminar. This is a free event, and we just wanted to give some more information on how to be recruited. And there's a lot of myths out there. There's a lot of hearsay, and we want to give you the actual facts from people that have gone through it, the recruiting process, from coaches that have recruited, to players that have gone through the entire process from step one to the end. So we thank you guys for coming. Do we have some cookies for everybody? You guys want to start passing out some cookies? We've got some homemade cookies made by my mother-in-law and my wife. And speaking of them, there is a backstory to this whole thing. The reason why we're doing this is to provide breast cancer awareness. So breast cancer and cancer in general has affected so many different lives, and it has recently affected our family. And there are three very special women in my life, and all have contributed a major stake to the person that I am, the person that I strive to be, and the person that I want to be for others. All three of them are extremely selfless. The first one is my mother, who is walking into the auditorium right there. Everybody clap it up for Regina. The reason why we do what we do here at Top Flight is because of her. She has a noticeable limp when she walks anywhere, and she should be using her cane, but she's not. And when she was a child, she was stricken with a disease called polio. Now, polio is a disease that happened in the early 1940s and 50s, and prior to that, before they started getting treatments for it. So when she was a kid, she was stricken with polio, and she was never supposed to walk. But she's still walking today, and she is, I won't tell your age, but she is older than I am. At any rate, she's provided me with the utmost confidence to do whatever it is that I want to do, and I just thank you so much for allowing me to give back to others what you've given me. Thank you, Mom. Next up is the beautiful woman in the pink beanie. She was just diagnosed with breast cancer. This picture up here on the wall is from a breast cancer walk prior to her receiving the news that she had breast cancer. My wife and her took this 39-mile walk through San Francisco, and a few months later she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And she is one of the most selfless ladies. She's going through chemo treatment right now, but she stayed up yesterday baking all these cookies for everybody, so I hope everybody enjoys them. But she also makes it not about her. She's the most giving person that I've ever met, and we're really just doing this for you because we want to give back for everything that you do for everybody else. So, Lee Grestoni, we thank you for all of your strength, and we appreciate you. And lastly, I want to thank my wife. She is holding our future son, a future D1 athlete at that. And no, there's no pressure. But I thank you, Maddie. And anybody, well, all mothers, I have seen this woman go through 8 months of pregnancy. You guys are amazing. It is unbelievable what women can do. And birthing a child is one of the most amazing things that you can possibly do. So thank you to all the mothers, thank you to all the women, and thank you, Maddie. I love you. All right, so quick backstory on Top Flight. This is the beginning of our 8th year. We've been doing AAU for 8 years. Top Flight's been around for about 10 years. I was in my house. I had a roommate by the name of Nate Anderson. He runs Top Flight Baseball, and we literally came up with this whole concept on a paper plate. So he used to make nachos. He makes real good nachos. Anybody that knows Nate, he's a nacho guy. And so we only had paper plates. We didn't have anything else. And so we're mapping this whole thing out, and we wanted to do things a lot differently than they had been done. We had coached for other organizations and things like that, and we wanted to make it a family. We wanted to make it special. Because what we've seen was a lot of AAU programs that were very successful. They would just go get the best kids or the best athletes and put them out there on the floor and allow them to just go play. A lot of reckless or selfish basketball is what was being promoted. And because it was all about me, I need to get mine, I need to score, I need to do all of these things so college coaches can recognize me. And we wanted to do it much different. We wanted to take a family approach. All the people that work with Top Flight and for Top Flight have been around for many, many years. Stephen Giles in the back, we met when we were in high school, as freshmen in high school, and we've known each other for 20 years now. Many of the other individuals that work with Top Flight are also middle school and high school buddies, and they brought their friends from college or whatever to join the special program. And that is the reason why we started Top Flight. Now, we wanted to help kids because all of us thought we were going Division I. We thought we were going to Duke. We thought we were going to North Carolina. We thought we were going to make it pro. We just thought that it was going to be this easy thing to do. And in all reality, it wasn't. None of us from my group of high school friends went Division I. A lot of us played college sports, but we didn't play Division I. I went to a Division II school. Coach Ryan Cooper went to a Division II school. Many of our guys went to Division II, NAIA Division III. Hardly any of us made it D1, and we're going to explain why it's so difficult to do that. Now, we're going to break a lot of misconceptions today and really give you the facts. But we're going to show you a quick glance at some of the players who have played for us in years past. So what we've seen is no matter what school you go to, no matter what league you are in, you have an opportunity to play at the next level. And we've sent about 100 kids in 8 years to different schools to play different respective sports. A lot of football, a lot of baseball, and a lot of basketball as well. So these are kids that have played with our program for 1 or multiple years, and they are now in college, continuing their education and athletics. So before I kick it off to Coach Dave Wojcik, I just want to give a quick background about Coach. He has been coaching for 25 years at the Division I level. He is an unbelievably dynamic speaker. He has a son in our program. His son just committed Division I to Siena back east, and he's a senior at Bellarmine College Prep. When Coach moved here, they sent an email out, and we were on the road. We were in, I believe, Las Vegas for the big tournaments at the end of the summer for all the high school kids. So we got this coach from Coach Wojcik. We got an email from Coach Wojcik, excuse me. Hey, he's like, hey, I've looked up your program. I've been doing some research on a bunch of different programs, and I believe he had went to 4 or 5 different other AAU practices to see how things were, and he got some good feedback on us. And he said, hey, I want my kid to come play for you guys. And we were juiced because just to have Coach in our presence and get to learn from him was just an amazing thing for us at the time. He actually got his first coach, or Jake's first coach, Dave's son, was Ryan Cooper, who I went to high school with, is now coaching Division I now, and he played for him. Coach Dave Wojcik actually ended up hiring him when a job opening came up at San Jose State. So the degrees of separation are just ridiculous. At any rate, Coach Wojcik is going to provide you a lay of the land on college recruiting, how it all works and the whole process. And the one thing that we have seen, whether you play AAU with us or not, find a program that is going to give you an opportunity to be successful. Whether it's with us or not, it doesn't matter. Find a program and stick with that program. And if the program is worth its salt, because we've had a lot of kids come in, they may leave, they may come back, they're always a part of our family regardless. So what we want you to understand is the bare bones, the basics. Coach Wojcik, round of applause for Coach Wojcik, everybody.